Chauvin found guilty on all 3 charges, the most serious, second-degree unintentional murder, which carries a maximum sentence of 40 years. His bail immediately revoked. Chauvin then led out of the courtroom in handcuffs. His sentencing set for 8 weeks from now. One of Floyd's brothers saying he's relieved.
Today, we are able to breathe again.
Communities all across the country gathering, hugging each other to mark this moment of accountability they fought for nearly a year. We have team coverage this morning. Mara Sirianni following the continued calls for change that extend far beyond this one verdict. But let's start with Liza Lucas. She has more now on what's next for Derek Chauvin.
Well, as you mentioned, Sheba, Chauvin is currently back in jail awaiting sentencing. That sentencing process is expected to take place in 8 weeks. And under the current charges, Chauvin could face a maximum up to 40 years in prison. But there is a lot of discretion. There's going to be quite a range, a big discussion being had when it comes to these charges. And that's because under Minnesota's sentencing guidelines, there's quite a bit of discretion for the judge. And he's going to consider things such as no criminal history. Also, the prosecution asking in this case for him to look at what is called aggravating factors.
A few of them are present in this case. One of them is whether children were present for the crime. Another is whether the defendant was in a position of authority and abused that authority. A third relevant one is whether the victim was in a vulnerable position.
Again, that sentencing expected to take place in the next 2 months. And it's also important to note that in Minnesota, that 2/3 of the sentence is served in prison, the rest under parole. Sheba.